Nah, not quite.
What's up?
Sell my car on Carvana. It's just not quite the right time.
Crazy coincidence. I just sold my car to Carvana.
What? I told you about it 2 days ago.
When you know, you know. You know? I'm even dropping it off at one of those sweet car vending machines and getting paid today.
That's a good deal.
Oh, great deal. Come on. What's your heart saying?
You're right. When you know...
You know.
Sold.
Whether you're looking to sell your car right now or just whenever feels right, go to Carvana.com and sell your car the convenient way. Terms and conditions apply.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Welcome to the Reslayer's Take. I'm George Primavera.
And I'm Nick Williams. In this podcast, George and I lead a group of players through an exciting improvised adventure in Exandria, the magical world of Critical Role.
We're playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, but you won't need to know the rules to follow along. All you need to know is that nothing the players do is scripted or planned, and their fates are determined by their own cleverness and the random chance of rolling a 20-sided die.
You can listen to new episodes of The Reslayer's Take every Monday, anywhere you stream podcasts.
Or if you want to listen to the podcast 2 weeks early and uninterrupted by ads, join Beacon at beacon.tv.
Last but certainly not least, if you're enjoying the story, please consider leaving a rating and review. Your feedback might inspire someone new to join this adventure.
Now, without further ado,
welcome to the Reslayer's Take.
The Reslayer's Take find themselves in the glittering semi-spherical dome, facing off with the Death Cloud Troll. Timpani, who is sprinting out of the massive, rounded white portal in the far wall, is covered head to toe in spores. Since you last saw him, he has taken an additional 40 points of damage, bringing him to 49 points of health. The Death Cloud Troll roars with a sound that reverberates along all of the walls of the cavern.
Ügel! It's Ügel the Troll!
Farah aims her crossbow, which is still glowing, at the center of this creature and shoots twice.
Roll your attacks.
Natural 1, 9.
2 misses. The Death Cloud Troll shifts with an unnatural movement, causing both spectral bolts to go wide. In response, a small plume of poison is rocketed out from the troll's hand as it attempts to wave the bolts away like an annoying gnat. As a small cloud of poison engulfs Farah, she takes 18 points of poison damage. And Farah drops unconscious to the ground, reduced to 0 hit points.
Norbert sees this attack back at Farah and is terrified of Ügel, just from the stories he heard growing up in the village, but finds a courage in the red glow of the dagger that he holds. He rushes forward 30 feet to meet Timpani, and he's going to hand over the blue-hilted dagger.
No, I don't use daggers. That's not my thing.
It is okay. The power of the blue dagger will save you, but you must save her. I will keep guard here. Don't worry. I have the power, and I believe in you.
Timpani takes it.
Strike a pause. Having fulfilled a mission of finding this 5th member of the team and seeing the struggle right away, Norbert summons the courage and adopts a defensive stance that will prevent him being pushed around by any mythological creature.
Timpani, not even really knowing how to hold a normal dagger, pinches it between 2 awkward fingers and sprints over to Farah. Come on, Farah. We need you. And he casts Healing Word at 3rd level.
Farah regains 12 points of health, bringing her back up to 12.
Thanks. I was hoping the fight was over.
It's not over. It's really not over. It just began, just now.
Oh.
You've only been asleep for a few seconds. You gotta get up.
Everyone make a perception check.
24.
18.
Natural 20.
6.
5.
While Frog and Timpani are occupied with the massive cloud troll in front of them, Norbert, Hira, and Farah start to see something else in the chamber. there is a strange ethereal green light that seems to be shining on the walls, moving around the dome extremely quickly. And as it begins to circle all of you, there is the tone of a dolorous bell. Norbert, make a wisdom saving throw.
24.
As the green light stops on the wall for a moment, necrotic energy rushes out from it, targeting Norbert, and as it hits him, the dagger flashes with a bright red light, and the energy is dispersed. Wah! The green light continues to circle, the source of it still unclear.
Hera offers her forearm to Farah and says, "Come on, we need you on your feet."
Farah clasps Hera's forearm and gets up.
The tattoos from Hera's forearm coil down her fingertips and instead wrap themselves around Farah as Hera casts protection from evil and good, trying to ward Farah from undead. She then casts a careful eye on the troll, sizing up the competition.
Hera, roll an insight check.
18.
Staring at the Death Cloud troll, Hera starts to clock the rotation of the spores as they move around the spectral core. Farah, roll an Arcana check.
18.
As the chains from Hera's arm wrap around your arm, you see they pulse with a gentle red light, most certainly fiendish in origin.
With an intent to learn more about this spectral Ügel, Frog rushes forward with her fists to attempt an analysis.
Roll your attacks.
23, 16.
2 hits, roll damage.
19 bludgeoning damage.
Frog's magical punches cause the spectral core to shudder, and the spores mimic that shuddering. As the motes spring out from Frog's punches, you see that the light that they produce seems to be dimmed significantly. The glittering necrotic particles in the ceiling seem to gleam even stronger.
Analyzing.
Frog determines that the Death Cloud troll is resistant to acid, fire, lightning, and bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks. It is immune to poison. The Death Cloud troll cannot be blinded, charmed, exhausted, deafened, frightened, grappled, poisoned, or made to fall prone.
Having learned a little bit more about this creature, Frog channels her ki and strikes out once more. 24, 17.
2 more hits, roll damage.
16 bludgeoning damage.
As Frog faces off with the Death Cloud troll, that green light begins to rotate behind the Death Cloud troll, still seemingly moving from within the wall. There is a green light that silhouettes the Death Cloud troll, and all of a sudden, energy begins to flood its form. It regains 14 hit points. Furthermore, as the Death Cloud troll sees the damage done to it, it lifts an arm up to where the yellow putrid smoke is disappearing into the vents around the room and begins to quite literally stuff the poisonous spores within its form, recovering an additional 10 points of health. And the ghostly Ügel makes 3 attacks on Frog. 1 with a massive toxic bite, and the Death Cloud troll rolls a critical hit. She takes 44 points of poison damage as the Death Cloud troll drops down on top of her, engulfing her in poison. But Frog reduces the damage in half to 22 thanks to her natural resistance, bringing her to 33 points of health. Then the Death Cloud troll picks itself back up, mimicking a swallowing motion as if it has just devoured a creature, and then necrotic black claws form at the hands of this cloudy troll, and it makes 2 necrotic claw attacks on Frog as well. One of the claws, Frog is easily able to avoid.
Seeing that the ghost Ügel has overextended itself and missed Frog, she sees an opening and strikes out.
Use your reaction to make an attack.
21.
Hit, roll damage.
12 bludgeoning damage.
The troll takes this hit in stride and catches Frog in the gut with the other claw. She takes 20 points of necrotic damage, bringing her to 13 points of health. The steel where the claws have impacted is burned with a black necrotic energy. There are now 5 rotating lights surrounding the ghostly Ügel from Frog's punches.
Farah attacks twice. 24. Nat 20.
2 hits, roll damage.
18 piercing damage, 6 radiant damage.
Each spectral bolt impacts on the troll. There is a burst of radiant light, but as the spores that make up the creature begin to sizzle, the lights on the ceiling glimmer, and much of the radiance is absorbed and sucked up into the ceiling, halving the radiant damage. While the troll is not resistant to radiant damage, it would seem that its lair has qualities that reduce the radiant damage's effectiveness.
Norbert enters a rage.
The red aura around Norbert explodes to a 10-foot radius.
Norbert engages his reckless quality about his attacks just to give it an extra boost and strikes forward. 23, 24.
2 hits, roll damage.
For a total of 16 magical piercing damage.
Timpani, seeing the amount of damage being dealt by this ghostly troll, puts his fingers into his mouth and whistles loudly, and burrowing out from beneath the troll's feet tumbles a little spectral mole. As he casts Healing Spirit, the mole tumbles out of a burrow in the ground and rests between Frog and Norbert, ready to heal. Timpani then looks down at the blue dagger. Scrolling back through his memories, trying to think of a good pose, his mind rests on the Wind-Gibbon King and the threatening pose it struck to intimidate them in the village.
Timpani, roll a performance check.
15.
And a blue aura springs up around Timpani.
Yeah!
Timpani also now benefits from the dagger's natural bonus, giving him a plus 1d4 to attacks and saving throws. As all 5 alight, you feel a magical connection spread out from between you. There is a great magical potential here.
Oh, it's happening! It's happening!
But then the green light focuses directly above Timpani, illuminating him like a spotlight.
Oh!
Make a wisdom saving throw.
19.
Just barely a success. The necrotic energy hits the blue aura and is flecked away.
Wow, who knew daggers could do that?
Me! Noticing the shiny speckled dome roof nullifying the radiant properties of some of Farah's attacks, Hira grabs her quick coil wand and blasts off an inky black cloud up towards the roof.
The spell Hira casts as she uses the wand seems to rip around the coil, increasing in speed before it fires upward into the sky. A 15-foot radius sphere of darkness blossoms above the troll, seeming to block the necrotic ceiling.
Feeling comfortable in the gloom, Hira tears towards the backside of the Ügel and strikes forward with her rapier. The spectral blade thumes with booming energy.
Roll an attack.
30.
Hit, roll damage.
29 magical piercing damage, and an additional 11 thunder damage.
As Hira deals a total of 40 points of damage, none of which is resisted, the troll shudders and moves in an unnatural way, even for its movement thus far. You have bloodied the creature.
Well done!
Franck, at the start of your turn, the little ghostly mole touches your toe, and you gain 3 points of health, bringing you to 16.
Oh, thanks, little guy.
Frog turns to Norbert, who is standing close by to her.
Sir Claude, is it okay if I do some exploding?
You've inherited the pink dagger of the Wind Mega Magic Paladin. You must use that force to crush your enemies.
Okay, brace yourself.
Braced.
And Frog shoves her fists together, igniting her motes of radiant light.
Norbert, roll a dexterity saving throw.
11.
Failure. Ügel, the ghostly troll, has been ready for the radiant light to do something and shifts away from it as it begins to explode, succeeding the saving throw. Ügel will take half damage. As the light explodes, Hira's darkness spell is evaporated, but the necrotic ceiling is unable to draw the energy upward.
39 radiant damage.
As the radiant balls explode, Norbert, not expecting the severity of the blast, takes a full 39 points of radiant damage, while Ügel, the ghost troll, only takes 19. Norbert is brought down to 24 points of health.
Sorry, Sir Clat.
It's my pleasure.
Feeling a sense of guilt for almost blowing up her new friend, Frog shifts her body to stand in front of Sir Clat.
That ghostly green light hovers above the troll this time. It flashes, and necrotic energy floods its core, healing it for 14 points of health. More and more putrid yellow spores continue to leak out of the portal, traveling along the ground and building the form of Ügel upward, healing an additional 10. The ghost Ügel's belly begins to inflate. This inflation travels upward like a tube of toothpaste is being squeezed. The head expands, the red lights maintaining their position, and then a massive blast of poisonous gas emits outward in a 60-foot cone, targeting everyone except Hera behind the creature. Everyone except Hera make a Constitution saving throw.
9.
10.
17.
14.
4 failures. All 4 of them take 29 points of poison damage. Frog halves this damage to 14. Timpani, the poison is overwhelming. Your brain gets confused and foggy. You begin to look around, unsure of where you are. You are stunned, disoriented by the blast of poison. The little mole blinks out of existence.
Norbert is overwhelmed at this new sensation, immediately recognizing it as what had happened to the previous Mega Magic Paladins, and this overcomes him, and he crumples, the light extinguishing in his red dagger.
Norbert is reduced to 0 hit points, falling unconscious. Frog is reduced to 2 points of health, and Timpani to 20. Farah is also reduced to 0. Farah, make a death saving throw.
2.
Farah, that is a failure. As your eyes flutter, you see the ominous speckles of light in the ceiling. It's almost as if you are outside on a clear evening. Norbert, roll a death saving throw.
12.
1 success. The dagger is warm against your chest.
Norbert begins to focus on a pleasant memory. He remembers that the Mega Magic Paladins seem to be caught in a memory loop, and so with his last bit of consciousness, he wants to remember something pleasant.
It's the moment every one of the Mega Magic Paladins invited you to become their conditioning trainer.
The greatest moment of my life.
As Norbert mutters to himself on the floor, Timpani, disoriented, bumbles around his 5-foot area.
He wanders away from the fight, reliving the moment in his head when the Reslayer's take showed up to his apartment in Vasselheim. Yeah, those rations ought to be good. Hey, you found my big chair.
There is a dolorous tone of a bell. Timpani, make a wisdom saving throw.
15.
Failure. Timpani takes 18 points of necrotic damage, bringing him to 2 points of health. Hera, make a wisdom saving throw.
17.
A feeling that seems unrelated to the events in the chamber overcomes you. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. You get that sensation once again that there is somebody with their eyes on you.
Afraid to meet their gaze, Hera simply says, "Help my friends and I'll give you whatever you want."
And now for a brief intermission.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. Friends, it's hard to believe it, but the holidays are upon us. Make your gift shopping less stressful with their expansive inventory of absolutely one-of-a-kind items. Much like a good adventuring party, the people at Uncommon Goods scour the globe for original, handmade, and absolutely remarkable treasures. As a fun gift for my wedding anniversary this year, I went on Uncommon Goods and I got my wife a retro reel viewer with pictures of our wedding in it. It was so fun getting to both relive our wedding and our nostalgic 90s memories with such a cool and unique piece. It's the kind of thing you can only find on uncommongoods.com. When you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. Small batch and bespoke just for you. And here's the best part. With every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So what are you waiting for? To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/reslayers. That's uncommongoods.com/reslayers for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary.
With the planning, recording, and editing that go into the Reslayers Take, Nick and I aren't left with a lot of time for exercise.
Luckily, our sponsor, Tonal, has helped us use the time we actually have to create personalized workouts just for us. Tonal learns from your movement and provides suggested weight recommendations for every move, and they even give you detailed reports on your progress.
They create personalized programs and workout suggestions based on your individual goals. Like me, I want the rogue-like agility to backflip over dungeon traps.
And I want the berserker strength to hold a heavy door up for my friends so they can escape the undead hordes thanks to my heroic sacrifice. With Tonal, you can do it all. It's like having a personal trainer at home with you.
Unlike traditional gym equipment, Tonal uses adaptive digital weight to advance your training techniques.
Whether you're a professional athlete or a cake-loving dungeon master like us, Tonal can be trusted to help you become your strongest, most fit self.
Right now, Tonal is offering our listeners $200 off your Tonal purchase with promo code RESLAYER. That's Tonal.com and use promo code RESLAYER for $200 off your purchase.
Tonal.com, promo code RESLAYER for $200 off.
Let's roll those athletics checks.
Creating really great retail experiences is tough, especially with multiple stores, teams of staff, fulfillment centers, separate workflows. It's a lot. But with Shopify Point of Sale, you can do it all without complexity.
Shopify's point of sale system is a unified command center for your retail business. It brings together in-store and online operations even across 1,000 locations.
Imagine being able to guarantee that shopping is always convenient. Endless aisle, ship to customer, buy online, pick up in stores, all made simpler so customers can shop how and where they want and staff have the tools they need to close the sale every time.
And let's face it, acquiring new customers is expensive. With Shopify POS, you can keep existing shoppers coming back to your stores with consistent, tailored experiences and first-party data that give marketing teams a competitive edge.
Want more?
Yeah!
Check it out at shopify.com/r/ all lowercase and learn how to create the best retail experiences without complexity.
That's shopify.com/r/.
Cha-ching!
Now back to the show. The chain tattoo on your arm burns hot, and it extends, creeping up your elbow and crisscrossing your entire body. You feel a dark satisfaction as you feel that burning, tightening wrap its way around your collarbone. You hear a low, rumbling voice as deep as the caverns of the earth itself.
Your promise is fulfilled.
I am sorry, my little owlet.
Hira, everything goes black. Frog, Timpani, in the most dire of straits, you suddenly see another red light start to glow in the room. Past the immense ghostly troll, Hira's eyes flash a dark red. Her head droops, and her arms slowly lift upward. And behind Hira, the white ghostly portal twists and begins to turn black. An immense heat and a sulfuric smell pours into the room that overwhelms even the stink of the yellow putrid gas. And as Hira's arms are raised, you see a black chain fire out from the portal and wrap itself around her wrist, and then the other, and then her feet. She lifts into the air. A great wind and an energy begins to ripple out from her, and she speaks.
Be gone.
More chains fire out from the portal, wrapping themselves around Frog, Timpani, and the unconscious Norbert and Farah. They are flecked off to the sides of this chamber, and there is a great rising heat that begins to gather at the portal's entrance, and then, with a whirring, energetic blast, a horizontal cyclone of fire explodes out, engulfing Hira and the ghostly troll. Hira, roll 12d10 fire damage that overcomes resistance.
83 fire damage.
The stone on the ground melts, turning to magma. The troll Ügel screams. And as the fire finally dissipates after a solid 5 seconds of unending blasting, the portal shuts. Hira thunks to the ground as the chains dissolve, formless and ashen as their source extinguishes. Hira, you take 5 points of exhaustion, but no damage from the fire that engulfed you. The ground is still molten in the center, and Ügel the ghost troll smokes, but still hovers, barely maintaining a wavering form, turning to the dropped and very vulnerable Hira. Frog, it is your turn.
Having seen this fiery spectacle in front of her, Frog is at a loss. She scrambles for her knapsack, searching for the potion of flying she acquired in Josgrin's Hollow. She grabs it, uncorks it, and downs it.
The liquid enters Frog's mouth, spills across her mechanical components, and she lifts off the ground.
Hira! Hold tight!
And Frog zooms towards Hira and makes a grab for her.
You scoop Hira up into your arms.
Come on!
And Frog flies up, away from the weakened, ghostly troll.
The green light is still lit along the walls, but it has stopped and does not make any move to heal Ügel or assault any of the members of the party. The troll, unable to gather enough spores to belch another horrific attack upward, floats after Frog, hovering in the air. It will make 3 attacks on her. As you fly upward, a necrotic claw scratches across your back. You take 10 points of necrotic damage, dropping you to 0.
As Frog begins to go unconscious, Frog turns her body so that when they crash to the ground, she lands first, protecting Hira.
With your last reaction, roll an acrobatics check.
26.
As Frog protects Hira, she slams into the earth, automatically failing 1 death saving throw from the fall damage.
Frog? Frog!
The troll, having expended its full movement speed to catch Frog, cannot use the remainder of its attacks yet. Farah, having been whisked to the edge of the cavern, make a death saving throw.
11.
1 success. The heat of the flame you were barely conscious for refocuses you, keeping you tethered to this plane. Norbert, roll a death saving throw.
12.
Another success, the same for you, as your eyes flutter open to see the troll hovering high in the air.
Timpani, having shaken off the fog mere moments before everything that just happened, closes his agape mouth resolutely, jams his 2 hands into his pockets with purpose, and throws them forward, unleashing a massive rainfall of pollen on his friends, casting mass cure wounds at 6th level.
Everyone regains 17 points of health, and suddenly the Reslayers and Norbert are all back up. Clearly aware of the source of this healing, the green light once again refocuses above Timpani. Timpani, make a wisdom saving throw.
23.
Success. The blue dagger at your side glows brighter as the necrotic energy attempts to pierce your heart, and once again, dissipates it.
Hira tries desperately to collect her energy, to leap towards the spectral troll floating above her and Frog, but finds her limbs too heavy to be able to do so. Undeterred, she easily cracks off the horn that was already hanging loose from Timpani's melting stab and knocks it in her short bow.
Roll an attack.
23.
Hit, roll damage.
14 piercing damage.
Hira, how do you want to do this?
Now angry more than desperate, Hira lines up the shot, aiming for the condensed mass inside. As she does, she says, "See you in the 9 hells," and lets the horn fly.
As it impacts on the center mass, the horn shatters. The spectral core of Ügel blasts against the ceiling, the spores floating down to the ground, rendered inert, and all is quiet. The spectral energy still floats in the chamber. The Reslayers have become slightly accustomed to seeing this energy head towards their weapons, but instead, all of the energy makes its way to the glowing green light on the wall and disappears. And a voice, quiet as a whisper, yet as loud as a shout, speaks.
Well, well, well. It would seem I underestimated all of you.
The voice of Grim Heldwell echoes in the room.
Timpani looks around frantically, trying to find the source of the voice.
The green light slowly moves down towards the reflective wall, finally reaching eye level. And though it is still very, very difficult to see, as the wall is not a perfect mirror, merely reflective, a bipedal shape starts to take form behind the glowing green light. And you see the outline of Heldwell holding aloft an enormous lantern. All of your weapons continue to glow. As you stare at the reflection, it seems as though Heldwell is standing amidst all of you. Though when you turn to that location, there is nothing there. Everyone make an Arcana check. Farah with advantage.
11.
Nat 20.
5.
17.
25.
Farah, from her experience, and Frog, from an old tome she read on a bright summer day at the Cobalt Soul Temple, understand that Heldwell is standing in the ethereal plane, a dimension that borders and echoes the material plane where you are. It is very reminiscent of the Reflection Aboleth's abilities to interact with the material plane from the ethereal.
Farah scrutinizes the green lantern Heldwell holds.
Frog joins her.
Farah, make an Arcana check with advantage.
16.
You recognize it as the lantern held by Gert Stumpstuck, the proximity of which activated your spectral weapons. It clearly contains immense spectral energy, and even in this dimmed reflection, seems much brighter than when Gert Stumpstuck wielded it.
Well, after such an impressive display, I anticipated you morons to celebrate. But after such dark circumstances,
and the reflection's head turns to Hira.
I understand your dour demeanor.
By the looks of things, I think you've struck dark bargains of your own, Heldwell.
I will not deny your accusation, but for you to cast judgment on me, laughable. Do you not know what it is you've done? Or are you simply keeping it from your friends because you know what they would think of you if they knew the truth?
The truth is that I did what I had to do for us to survive. And you did what you did because you are lonely, pathetic, selfish, and weak.
Yeah, you're the moron.
He ignores Frog and continues staring at Hira.
Perhaps once, but I am lonely, pathetic, and weak no longer.
Well, in that case, we'll see whose dark masters are more powerful.
Tell me, Reslayer's take, do you feel justified in having aligned yourself with the power of the betrayer? I wonder, how would your goblin friend react if he knew that you travel with the harbinger of strife herself?
I don't know who that is, but I know I travel with good people.
Farah, having heard enough, charges forward with her short sword, hilt first, and tries to smash the mirror.
Roll an attack.
12.
There is a clanging as a bit of the black reflective surface chips away, but otherwise the wall remains largely intact.
Are you finished speaking to me already, Farah?
Yes.
With an angry swipe of one hand, Timpani molds the earth of the wall, rendering it opaque.
You cannot hide from me, Timpani. I will always know where you are.
Timpani keeps angrily swiping, trying to make as many surfaces matte as possible.
This person, they have spoken enough. Each of you are strong. I have seen it myself. Not only have you saved me, you have saved my heroes. You returned my mind to me, and I know that their minds will return as well. We should use the daggers. We should destroy this place. Ügelberg shall be no more. Everyone, strike a pose.
Everyone make a performance check.
10.
Dirty 20.
22.
14.
7.
Farah mimics the pose she did earlier, as if she's about to strike.
Hera, once again using her tail to flip up the dagger, holds it in her mouth like a flute.
Timpani strikes his threatening wind-gibbon pose again.
With one fist high in the air, the other at her chest, clutching the dagger, Frog strikes a pose.
Norbert extends both legs outward in a powerful stance and raises the red dagger into the air and then down in a pointing manner towards the enemy.
I'll be coming to collect very soon.
Abracadabra!
And there is an explosion of fire. All of the black mirrors shatter, dropping to the earth. The speckles in the ceiling go out, and the necrotic presence is burned away as fire explodes from behind the temporary Mega Magic Paladins.
Yeah!
The green light is gone as rock begins to slowly crumble and fall from the ceiling.
I'm just gonna take a nap right here.
Timpani throws Hera over his shoulders in a fireman's carry. We gotta get out of here right now.
There's a crack in the ceiling. A large rock begins to slowly come loose, falls to the earth about 20 feet away from all of you, and the crumbling begins to accelerate.
Everyone, let's run! With our eyes open, and maybe we can teleport right out of here!
Good thinking.
The Reslayers sprint through the dark hallway, back from whence they came, to the massive portcullis door that is still blocking their path. Everyone except Hera make an athletics check.
15.
5.
25.
Dirty 20.
For a total of 60, the exact group DC to lift this immense heavy door.
Lift it!
The door finally is lifted open. Everyone ducks underneath it as it crashes down, and as they turn their heads back, there is a flash of purple light as you see a horrific face etched into stone of Putridius Festerkin. The same face that you saw the barest form of atop Dead Man's table. And all of you are teleported away. Everyone opens their eyes, standing at the cave's mouth. There is no more glowing barrier blocking the path, and the yellow gas has been reduced to a mere wisp, slowly floating out of the cave. Already, the yellow cloud layer is starting to thin above Seedfeld. And suddenly, the stony peak above the mountain begins to crumble inward, becoming a concave caldera as the earth shakes violently, which reduces to a tremble, which reduces to stillness.
Well, While we're here, it was me. I threw the rock. What?
The Reslayer's Take is a Metapigeon production in partnership with and distributed by Critical Role Productions, developed in association with Hero Club. Game mastered and produced by George Primavera and Nick Williams, featuring Nick Williams as Timpani Guff, George Primavera as Poogs, Jasmine Bhullar as Hira Acneheart, Jasmine Chiong as Farah, and Caroline Lux as Frog, with special guest Xander Jeanneret as Norbert Klott. Also featuring Travis Willingham as the Strife Emperor and Anjali Bhimani as Hira's mother. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Help my friends and I'll give you whatever you want.
Yes, let's go!
I don't want you guys to die. I can't heal. Like, we have 2 down members and you have 4 hit points between the two of you.
Yeah.